Hi, this is Tawanda, Goddess of Divine Love, and I'm so excited to bring in today my first guest on our official launch of Muse on Wellness Marketing and Travel, Fight Polymyositis Awareness. Our first guest is a musical artist and a beautiful soul. She has a book of poems to be released called Magical Shit, 100 Short Poems. Please welcome ShakuStarr. Hello again, this is Tawanda, the Goddess of Love, and I'm here to introduce to you ShakuStarr. She is a musical artist and a beautiful soul. She has a book of poems to be released called Magical Shit, 100 Short Poems. Please welcome ShakuStarr. Thank you very much for coming on.
You're very welcome. It is so funny every time I hear that. It makes me laugh and it makes me happy just to say that because, the word magical is already magical in its own.
Yeah.
And just to say magical shit, I didn't want to say stuff because it didn't have the right ring to it.
Mm-hmm.
So magical shit was perfect.
I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us about yourself, Shaku. I know that your music is blowing up. I love it, actually. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to play it today or not, but I definitely would love for you to tell us about yourself and maybe pop off one of those poems that you have coming out.
No problem. Well, right now, I am just I'm still, even though I've been an artist for a little bit over 20 years, just an independent artist in the market of neo soul, reggae, hip hop, and I just kind of mix my own flavor with things. I'm a very theatrical artist, more so about performing my pieces, more so a performing artist than anything, but I have a really big passion for writing, and I see myself right now just kind of working on establishing my music behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, but most importantly, just taking care of the business behind the scenes. One of the things that I wanted to do, because I've been a musician, actually a singer for a minute, rapper for a minute, but I started seriously writing about 10 years strong, but I started writing first at the age of 12, but seriously writing for the last 8 years, just poetry. And sometimes it's things from reality, just reality, things that are, some people can just view as just being simple, logical. Some of my stuff is very complex to some. Some get it, and some are like, okay, you got to run that back by me. So I have a very lucid but vivid imagination into my poems, and I'm used to writing very, very long poems. And I said to myself, when I started, I said, I need to write something that's going to catch the viewers and at the same time not throw them off and be too long overdoing. So I started practicing with my short poems and my pieces, because you can express a lot and say only maybe 3 or 4 lines and still get the impact of 350 words in an essay. And that's how fast I write. I write like that. So I started doing it, and I said, you know what? People kept saying, your poems are magical. You're one of the best poets I ever heard of. I did a tribute to KRS one time, and he told me the same, and he was just blown by it. And I said, it's time for me to take it seriously. Life is very short. And just after seeing the passing with our great legends, Kobe, rest in power, just looking at how, his work ethic and how he motivated people off the court, on and off the court, not just in basketball, but just looking at just the greatest poets out here, the poetess, the greatest authors, and looking what they left behind. If just being able to perform it is one thing, people being able to read it, but having something when I leave here, having a legacy, having something on the shelf in every store, online, everywhere, that my daughter can read and my son can read and her daughters, that was very important to me. So this is one of the things that I'm doing. It's 100 short poems, and it's very hard for me to do just short poems. So I've been back and forth editing and rewriting, and I thought it was like, oh, it's going to be fine, but it's so much that goes into this.
Yeah,
so much that goes into publishing a book, and it's not a piece of cake. And I got it confused with just writing versus publishing, and that's and actually doing your ebook and converting and formatting and all these different things. So I'm enjoying the process. As of now, I'm really enjoying the process. But I would say that just going through it and seeing what my other friends that are authors and seeing how they took it seriously and how happy they was. That's one of the reasons that, because they did maybe like, I would say 20 to 50 pages. I've seen little small pamphlets, and it made a very big impact.
Right.
By me being able to do 100, and I have an archive of over 500.
Wow, that's a lot.
In my literary works, yes. So being able to do that is like, it's simple to me. It's just the process of doing it.
Right.
So I'm one of my good friends. He likes to say, enjoy the process. Shout out to Kenneth McClary. He likes to say, enjoy the process when you're doing your work. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. And you said that you started doing poetry or music at 12?
I started writing seriously poetry at the age of 12.
Okay.
I've started doing music, around the same time, 12 or 13, just local talent shows. I was in a group, and, from 12 to 15, I would say in those ages where I really began to love to write and to perform.
Okay.
I was kind of shy of, what people would think. Not shy to get on the stage, but more shy of what people would think of how edgy I was at a young age. Okay. So I got out of that stage and stopped caring and just started doing me.
Just start doing it, right.
Yeah.
So what tip would you give to anyone that's trying to break into poetry, trying to get into music? What tip would you have for anyone out there that's listening?
I would say, if you're passionate about it, if you're really passionate about it and you enjoy doing it, I would think the best thing would be to have fun with it. Because if, the simplest of things makes the bigger impact to me. And if you're passionate about writing, I would say do your own style. So that way you can have a signature style of how you write.
Right.
Whether it be simple or complex. However, do that. And, don't think too much of it. Just write it. Just get it all down and then edit it later. You know what I mean? Get your catalog, and start that and go from there. If it's something that you just even think of as just a hobby, still do it anyway because it can turn into something big.
Something bigger.
Sometimes I've noticed the people that took things very lightly, overnight they became a success than the ones that have been working and sweating all night because it's the energy that you give to things.
Right. Okay. Well, I've been following you on Facebook for quite a while now, and I do see a lot of your amazing dishes. What's your favorite dish?
Favorite dish?
Yes.
As in cooking?
Yes, because I see I just saw last week that beautiful fish dish that you did.
Oh. Well, I'm basically I'm pescatarian, vegetarian. So, I kind of, I mixed up a little bit. I cheated and I had my fall-offs. But I'm more of a seafood lover. Fresh fish. My grandfather was a fisherman, so I love fresh fish. But I would say salmon would probably be the one thing I couldn't get away from, becoming full vegan or becoming full vegetarian. The sushi and the fresh salmon, that's something that has been my guilty pleasure for a very long time. So salmon is one of the dishes that you can catch a lot of, whether it's like honey glazed or baked or steamed. I love salmon, and I basically can cook any type of fish, any dish, but any type of fish. Yeah. And, all sorts of vegetables. There's certain type of fish that I will not eat. That I won't eat.
Okay.
But there's fishes that I believe, like, the top of the line fish that I will cook. And, you have to be very, have a lot of love when you're cooking in the kitchen with that type of stuff, especially when you have a large family like I do.
Right. Okay. So, I'm basically going to ask you if you could possibly do one or two of your poems for us.
Okay. Well, I actually have one here.
All right.
It's called A Game, and this poem right here is very, very. I find it very funny. People looked at it and they was like, you know what? You need to put this in a book, even though it's not as short as the other ones.
Okay.
It's still it's not as long. So this one actually made it to the 100 magical poems.
All right. Okay.
All right. You see, I've been wifey material. I turned down a few diamonds, plenty of jokers, and some who claim to be kings. Truly lacking their spades, uninteresting things. No intellect, just sexual, shuffling the same old dream. Thought I found my ace, but he was holding out on me. He kept losing every time he had the chance, so I cut him and threw up the deuces, and that'll teach his lying, non-counting, underbitten ass to ever renege on me. Ran across a few jacks in the clubs, no possibles for me. Always with their hand out, trying to play a queen. I got no heart left to play, not a dime to be took. No new records, no new scores, no more wins in my book. They'll get sat down again, oh yeah, and try to find them a new game. They'll get sat down again and try to find them a new thing. But you see, if I had the chance to do it all over again, I'd simply rob them all blind and then leave the game. But this is called The Game.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. So what are your links? Do you want to send out any links, or I'm going to actually put them on here as well, but if you can just call out some of your links.
Sure. So for all of my Facebook junkies, if you're online, you can just type in my fan page, Shaku Writes. That's spelled SHAKU, Shaku Writes, WRITES, and pull up the Facebook page, and you can kind of see a few of my pieces on my timeline and go through my little poetry book. But there's also a link called Shaku Writes HD Management Group, and there's another one that is underneath my main site. If you see it, it says www.ShakuStarr.world, and that's I'm going to spell it again, Shaku, SHAKU, Star, STARR.world, WORLD, excuse me. So that's a main link that I'm going to have where you can actually view the ebook online. I'm going to have contests where I'm going to give a few paperbacks away. So that's what I'm working on right now. Not only the online ebook, but having a paperback to be able to distribute to some of my closest friends and supporters.
Wonderful. Hopefully I'm on that list to get one as well.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. Well, I truly appreciate you coming on to our launch and helping me out and introducing yourself and giving us that beautiful poem. We do have about 5 minutes if you want to say something else. Another one.
Yeah, not a problem. If you would like to Also, when you go to the www.ShakuStarr.com, ShakuStarr, I changed it. It's www.ShakuStarorg, excuse me. You can also find my music online there.
Okay, great.
I have my last single called Keeping My Man a Secret is on there.
That's one of my favorites.
Thank you. It's a few links, actually, that'll take you to Apple, Spotify, iTunes. iTunes and Apple is one of the main ones.
Okay.
Spotify, I believe Reverb Nation, if I updated it, I'm not sure, but YouTube, of course.
Okay.
It was, let me see, Songcast. Amazon has music up there.
Okay.
Where's another site? There's so many different ones. There's not many of them that I can't say that I'm not on.
All right.
That are on there. So you can, Google Play. That's the main one for most of the Android users.
Okay.
You can download Google Play, No Way, and Keep My Man a Secret. I'm actually in the process of working on more music. I'm juggling. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I'm trying to.
Hard worker.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it, and I'm kind of doing it myself. So I'm working on meeting some new people that are helping me and becoming a team. So kind of putting a team together so that way I can have more structure in what I do.
Okay.
And that's one of the main things, me doing that and being a mother too, and also being a full-time student. Mm-hmm. So I'm the type of person that just like to just crash and all type of things, and I have to find more structure. But on that website, you will see behind the scenes footage of where we went in to get some footage for my new music, my new introduction to this new CD that I have coming out, and then you will see the links on there to my book as well. So those are the main things that I'm working on, and I plan to complete them all.
Well, I definitely love No Way and Keeping My Man a Secret. Those are two of my favorite. I'm always sharing those on my page because I can definitely relate to both of them.
Yes, ma'am. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you inviting me on your webcast and being your first guest ever. That just makes me so entirely special.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I just
love it.
Yes. So, I just want to say I love you. And
love you too, girl.
Just look forward to it and everything like that. And for all those out there that want to do something, start now.
Yes.
Start
Definitely.
now.
Yes, because I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it.
I know. You don't even have to. Just do it. Because something that you think is nothing and not big is something to someone.
Right. And I definitely love helping other people, get their dreams out there as well. So if I'm doing that, helping other people and helping myself, it's a win-win.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you are, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you so much for having me on your program this morning.
I appreciate you as well.
And please keep in touch with us.
Definitely. So do you want to end it with one more?
I'll have to go into the archives. I actually stepped out of the museum.
That's okay.
Of the jungle. So let me go into the archive and pick one up.
Okay.
Actually, I'm actually just going to scroll. Let me just scroll one.
Okay.
I'm going to go on my website real quick one.
Bless us with something else. Your beautiful voice. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we'll close it out, and I'll go ahead and I'll upload everything, and I'll put all your links on there so that people can find you.
Absolutely.
It's a great treat.
Let's go. Yes, ma'am. Let's see what we got here. There's so many to choose from. You guys have no idea. But I'm just going to go with the flow.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, when you go to Shaku Writes, when you see the young lady with the scarf on, and my cover photo says, I write stuff. Okay. And I meant for it to be ignorant like that. Okay. It wasn't to be politically correct at all. It says, I write stuff.
Okay.
Period.
All right.
So that's the sarcasm. That's the beautiful sarcasm about me. So this one here is on, I see that it's posted at the top of my page, so I'm just going to read this one for you. Okay. It's entitled Together. And when I thought of writing this, I thought of how, relationships are very complex and how different people have been through so much. And when they finally get someone, they have, the toxic traits of what they've been with before, spread it off to them. You know what I mean? It's kind of, you know, the toxic traits from someone else, from kind of like the draining of what you've been with other people, and then you kind of force that, or kind of not even willingly put it on to someone else that doesn't even deserve it. It's very so often that we have people that would say, okay, I've been through the same thing, but we need a new leaf. We need to be able to rise above that, and I'm going to show you just how much I'm able to do that. But at the same time, you know, seeing that we can heal together in a way that you can heal together, not where I'm just, you know, taking so much of your burden where I lose myself. So this one is entitled Together.
All right.
Gotcha. All right. So it says, insert your spirits unto me, and I'll get rid of the waste that's been holding us back, rid of the waste that's holding us down. Insert your sins into me, and I'll never judge your ways. Never throw a Bible in your face, probably a little sage and some Marvin Gaye. Light a little candle, then lick off your old ways. I'll sin with you in 100 different ways. Insert your heart into mine, and I'll allow my dark moon to amalgamate until it's intertwined. Insert your fears into me, and I will bury them deeper than mine. Insert your seeds, and I will grow your garden, and you'll always have trees. Let us insert vulnerability, and I stand firm in commitment. Together we will submit. Together we will be lit. To get there, we must get there. To get there, we shall be. Entitled Together.
Ooh, beautiful.
that one gave me chills. Because
that gave me chills.
You know why I can say that and not tooting my horn? I can say that because of experience.
Yes.
So I hope someone else is able to appreciate it.
Oh,
and, feel the same way as well.
Definitely. I definitely felt that, honey. Okay. Well, thank you again very much for coming by and helping me out to launch my new podcast today on February 2nd, 2020. I love you, girl. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I love you too. God bless. Thank you.
God bless you too, babe. All right. Talk to you soon.
All right. Happy Sunday.
Okay. Bye-bye.